I've always been curious about how homes like this actually live from day to day. I mean, touring a home, right, is one thing, but living in it from day to day and experiencing it is a completely different conversation altogether. And today we're lucky enough to do just that. We're here in Rancho Mirage, California at the Dreamer Estate, and we're gonna actually show you guys what it's like to live here. So let's go do just that.
I feel so alive. Never felt so right. Feel so alive. I feel so alive. Never felt so right. Feel so alive. I feel so alive.
So this is a 4-acre desert estate just surrounded by incredible landscape and mountains. The entry alone is extremely dramatic, and thanks to our friend Simon Court, the listing agent of this incredible estate, as you guys saw, we're getting to experience this firsthand. And the architect, Robert Stone, put this together. I mean, just the imagination that went behind the different colors, the palettes, the lines that go all the way to the ground. I mean, this roof line alone is an architectural statement, right? And the idea around this was he took a lot of inspiration around the surrounding area. This is kind of the general area where he grew up. So the lowrider, right, of a car hitting the ground, that's kind of this inspiration of how this almost goes all the way into the desert floor here. But off to my left, you have a gas fire pit that Lydia and I are going to enjoy. And this is all connected and wrapping around the primary suite. So we're gonna see these different voids and moments open up to the sky. There's just so much rich color here. It's beautiful. And as you go up these steps here, you'll notice the landscaping, the cutouts, the stainless steel backing that top step, and just the different irregular shapes that goes all the way through the home and out to the pool and down to the Little Dreamer. So this is the Dreamer, and the little casita at the end is the Little Dreamer. So, and here you begin to notice the different concrete blocks and different sizes and shapes, and these are actually all hand painted by Robert himself. I've never heard of a more hands-on architect. You're gonna notice a couple other things we'll call out that he's actually done himself, which I thought was really cool. And his work has reached much further than just architecture. It's gone into, fashion, editorial work. He's worked with, people like connected to names like Beyonce, Jay-Z, Travis Scott. He's worked with Saint Laurent, done a lot of these cool projects with these different structures as the backdrop. So now into the primary suite, you step through that French door and it opens back up. Here's that void I was talking about earlier, which stretches out to the mountains, the palms that line the driveway here, that Kelly green tile, which is acting as a divider and a headboard to your king-size bed. And I just love these different places that you can set things, your phones, breakfast in bed maybe, right? And of course you have a little TV set aside next to your incredible views that outstretch over this covered patio space where we're gonna have a little fire later. But check out this outdoor tub, more of that Kelly green tile. And you can fill this tub, which I have, and then maybe later tonight, it'll still be warm because it actually has radiant heat circulating underneath that tile. So no matter what time of day you come back out to your tub, it can always be warm. No one wants a cold tub, right, Lyd? No, nobody ever wants that. But you got a cool mirror on the back as well, which just makes your views grow once again, but separation and privacy right here. Just a cool, serene moment. And all you hear out here, birds, just the grass, the tall grass just swaying in the breeze. It's a perfect day every day out here. But this all wraps around, like I said, it's a divider. And you have a double vanity set up. This really cool, dramatic floating vanity with that green and brown pulling out from that quartzite. All the hardware is coming out of the actual mirror. And what's unique about this mirror, it's not glass. This is polished stainless steel. And again, everything in here just moves a little bit different. So all these imperfections just make for a really cool level of just character in this home. But off to the left, right next to the Lyd, is the closet, which actually sinks into the laundry room and then shoots you out over into the dining space and living area. But look at this. This is actually all ostrich, all this green. It's all faux, right? Otherwise you'd have a couple ostriches to make up on here. But this stainless steel, again, the trimming, it just feels like like a suitcase, almost like a high-end like Louis Vuitton or Prada bag. So cool. And then that Kelly green once again. You look up, you have that fogged glass just diffusing that light, and it just feels like you're in a different world when you step into here. The wood beams now above, just again pulling in that mid-century flair that we're gonna see obviously throughout. And then the water closet just aside. But we're gonna loop around, and that was the primary suite. I mean, just great views out of every window. Now stepping across, going through a little bit of the details, just over 4,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, but nothing feels tight. Everything is so intentional, and it just flows so well. Off to the right and left, we have the storage closets. In this hallway, in the evening and night when that sun drops, all the lights turn off in the home, and then you walk down this hallway, they all automatically turn on, so they're all censored. I just love that little, creature comfort, added convenience. But this bedroom and all the bedrooms have their own en-suites and all have direct access to your nearly 4 acres out here. So everything feels private, and again, with that layered feeling. But this is kind of set up as like a lounge right now. Come here, kick back with your friends, have some tequila or a mixed drink, and just chill and play some music. So such a cool vibe. But yeah, like I said, ensuite closets, as this is a bedroom. And again, everything's simple almost in its aesthetic in some of these bedrooms, but detailed, very detailed. I mean, the trim and everything is just blended into the walls here. The open shelving, the floating shelves with that lighting, and everything here just feels very eclectic, just pulled from different time periods. But now into the 3rd bedroom. This one's more circular, and the side tables and the headboard, but again, direct access with that ensuite. And I love how the mirrors just stretch the entire back walls in many of these with that little circular sconce just above. Again, simple, but very detailed, and just the materials and touches are just really well thought out and feel very good. But as we step down, this is this is the money shot. Like, honestly, when I first walked into this home with Simon earlier, I mean, the pictures are one thing, but seeing it and feeling it and experiencing it, like I said, like we're gonna be doing, I can't believe we get to stay here. Like, this is incredible. This might be my favorite room so far. What about you, Lid?
It's probably my favorite room too.
I mean, there's no bad angles really in this home. All the lines, both, vertical, horizontal, and then slanted, just, again, that layered effect just feels so cool. But a little quote from the architect, he said, "The mirrored ceiling panels are not all perfectly set," which he did, again. "When you walk around, everything moves and the reflections jump. It feels like what California architecture should be." That boundary between the outdoor mountains and the pool just dissolves. Like, you get that all immersed in here. Like, you can see everything. It is so cool. And look at the reflection right now from the pool, midday on the carpet. Oh my gosh. Like, this home just makes you just feel at peace. There's such great harmony between the indoor and the outdoor and just nature. Like, the home just extends out into the gardens. It's beautiful. But here on the inside, in the kitchen, the interiors, we have this quartzite, just the soft tones and muted finishes on the cabinets. But we don't just have any standard finish in this home. This is all alligator. Again, faux, otherwise this would probably make up like 20, 50 alligators, somewhere in that range. And then we also have an auger oven right here as well. You'll notice it all induction, just very clean, but heavily detailed and just very refined. It just feels heavy, layered permanence, right? But great picture frame window, more of the mirrors going out into the mountains. And we even have that turf section with a few statues and art pieces out there. And here you have ample amounts of workspace with your second sink right here. So if you're entertaining, plenty of space to place items. And through this corridor, it opens back up to your dining room. And this is where Lydia and I came last night to eat when we got here. And we had a feast of In-N-Out. I had like 3 double-doubles.
Which is a little concerning.
I felt amazing afterwards. No, but you've got like this jewelry on the wall that just reflects everything in this room and the light just differently. Above, you have these beautiful silver painted beams, mimicking what we saw in the primary suite bathroom. And those brackets were actually also handmade by the architect. And speaking of more handmade things, the architect also made a machine that twisted the metal bars that you see outside of this oversized circular window. It is so cool, and it's a play on art and security, and it's the first thing your guests see Once they're dropped off of that circular valet drop-off zone, they go through those 2 gates. Again, more stainless steel, has this corrugation, it almost feels like a cheese grater to the touch. And that same material is followed up with your service gate on the right side of this property and your main gate, which is lined with those tall palm trees. So what an amazing entrance for your guests to also experience as they come through this landscaping and visit your front door, which is placed right outside this window, just in that stainless steel, just dissolves into this wall. But now we're gonna go look at this living room, which is dropped down 2 steps. Here is our front entrance off to my right, just blends in to that veneered wall and storage. And then down the hall, you have this beautiful floating vanity with this coral alligator and more of that coral finish on the quartzite of that floating vanity. Even your powder room is just set up like artwork, but into the living room, everything's just so comfortable and relaxed in here. You just really feel calm with the movement and reflection from the water. And again, that extension of the views from the mirrors on the ceiling, which again, were all hand placed by the architect. Wow. I just love that human touch. Again, that's why they're kind of talking about how they're not perfect. And that's kind of the purpose behind kind of like this machine-made world, right? With all these machine-made materials like concrete, but again, placed by one person. So it just has that reminder of just human touch. But I love how on some portions you have, you know, these materials like plywood, these common materials, and you can see through it, you can reach through it. Just imagine placing like candles and different things. Ooh. I'd probably put my car keys here and just
forget which one it's in.
I would forget, just like be stuck here permanently, which would not be a bad thing. Maybe that's what we know.
I like that idea.
But last night we were jamming to some music. You have the record player spinning. You've got the fire right here. I mean, the vibe is just curated in this space. It's ready for the next owner, because this has never been lived in. No one has ever lived here. It's ready to be lived in and to be experienced. But again, kind of low profile seating, that 70s vibe, that mid-century aesthetic. You have the outdoor bar area just off this little nook where you can have breakfast or just a nice little lunch with some friends. And I just love the movement that's happening here on the ground. Midday shooting, right? Got that reflection from the pool that's now carried in with just dramatic views of Jacinto Mountains backdropping the Lil Dreamer just beyond. I mean, this is one of my favorite shots in this home, is just looking off into these different mountain directions. It's layered just like the home. It feels like I almost don't know what year you're living in when you step into this home. I mean, everything is just so raw and rugged, but again, so timeless when you enter into these different spaces on the inside. But speaking of the exterior, these are both structural, these poles, but I mean, use your imagination, right? Kind of the lay of the land here where we're at. But you also have a turfed area. So he wanted to have these common elements and blend them with ultra luxury. That was kind of the idea here of just the juxtaposition of it all. And a little fun fact here, this was actually Frank Sinatra's old ranch that we're sitting on. So in homage of that, they've planted some date trees which back up to the golf course here and direct access to horse trails. So you could have horses here as well. Like it's on record, it's permitted. You can have horses right here and continue to build. So 25-meter lap pool, so a proper size for doing flip turns and laps. I mean, in the morning here, I swam a little bit. We had some breakfast right here and just took in these incredible views, stretched, did some yoga, and just got ready for our filming today. So it was a really relaxing experience and just something we don't get to often do, which has been amazing to be able to experience the Dreamer Estate. But opposite side of that spine, you have that reflection pool, and I love how it adds a little bit of privacy as well, but you can still see through it. So that way when people are walking up, you can be over here and it's like you're inside the home, you're outside of the home. It gives you a good sense of separation, but it steps down into this area where it's a little bit wider and you can lounge right here and someone can still be doing laps because there's that much room. Off here, you have a great area set up for maybe a dinner outside. I mean, really anything. And it's kind of this great communal spot, right? But there's these little moments in the home that break off, just creating for a little bit more seclusion and privacy. One of those you'll see here in just a second. And just looking back this way, just an incredible view of that circular window, the spine, and the inside of the home. Here you have the hot tub. So technically 2 hot tubs if you count the one in the primary suite with that radiant heat. And we're gonna take you over here before we enter into the casita. So again, the ceiling height drops, again, like that low rider going all the way to the floor here. And you literally have to move different here in this home because all the different unconventional lines, these sloped roof patterns, and again, the communal moments, and then the private moments. I think those are so important to have in any home. And they did that here with the sunken fire pit, so you can have a more intimate experience, private conversation, or even over here, you have another gas fire pit. Just enjoy stargaze as we're going to do tonight, because Lydia is gonna be giving the night tour. So this home, again, completely transforms here in the night. They've done so much incredible landscaping and they've uplighted all of it. And you can actually enter this little area off your 2 bedrooms in the casita. You're gonna have to like crouch down, but you can actually do it. I just love those voids because they give you the option. Hallway off to my left, which enters into the casita, but this could be where the catering team or staff is at. And so if you're having a party or a gathering, yes, you could have guests in here, but the team could be wrapping up in here. You just go to bed. No noise, again, more privacy in the Dreamer. But now into the Lil Dreamer. You step through these stainless framed sliding glass doors, just off your wet bar and outdoor grilling area. And then you land on this white stone, which steps you down to more of these epoxy floors. So you've got a great little place to have breakfast in the morning. You can exit and come and go as you please, right through the service gate, which is right here outside these windows, which frame the mountains once again. And I just love these fixtures that we have throughout. They're so different, again, unconventional, but it just feels like you've time traveled a bit. You almost don't know what time frame you're in. And then I love the green alligator. Like, are you kidding me? That is so cool. And here once again, that concrete stacked block and those irregular shapes and patterns, all hand placed and painted in that silver finish. It almost looks green in this setting, and it continues to change color throughout the day, depending on where that sun is in the sky. Here's the hallway from that little private moment that we just saw. And then back behind me is a 2-bedroom, completely mirroring each other with direct access to that void. And then conjoining them is this Jack and Jill bathroom setup with a this beautiful purple grid pattern on the tile in that walk-in shower, and then this upholstered purple on the floating vanity. But now Lydia's gonna take you guys through what this home looks like here at night.
This home is so stunning at night that, of course, we had to do a tour. I mean, look at the landscaping and all the uplighting. It is so incredible. But right here, this is the fire pit off the primary bedroom where we're staying, and after the tour, we will be enjoying this spot right here. And then also, down this hallway, of course, we will be getting in the pool, the hot tub, enjoying it all.
There's so many things to enjoy, including this primary suite.
Which is
my gosh,
our bedroom,
I can't
right?
believe that.
This is our home for the night, you know.
Right.
And then, this is probably my favorite feature of the house, the outdoor tub. I mean, look at how cool this wall of glass is. I did think that there were 2 tubs when I first saw this.
And another one of you.
Okay, I was inside when I thought that, but this glass just makes for such a cool vibe, and I cannot get over the ceilings of this place, illuminating everything. You can see the pool above, and just like, I just want to just look up the entire time. But in here, this is where we had dinner, and we got in and out, and Gavin had, I think, 3 doubles.
Not a bad place to have in and out. Look at this. This is insane. Yeah, well, you had 2. Well,
Single patty.
Right. I had 6 patty. That's actually, yeah. Anyway.
We were hungry, so what? And then in here is your main living space, and it just feels like you're being transported into a movie.
It feels like we're on a movie set, like here in like the 70s or something. This home is just timeless, so it fits any decade.
We did turn on the record player earlier, and we had a 2-person party, which is so fun.
It was still a party.
It was still a party. Sometimes you just need 2 people.
It was a small gathering. And there's a fireplace right next to it, so it's just such a cozy room. I love it.
One more time for the glass. Just look up. How cool is this? Like, you have the pool reflecting, you have the sunlight reflecting when it's daytime. It's just, I can't get over it. It's so cool.
No, this home is probably the vibiest home we have ever been to date.
It is. And over here, I love this pathway right here. This grass, my absolute favorite. I need this at my home one day.
Yeah, this is so dreamy.
Look at the reflection of the pool on this casita right here.
Oh, this is so cool. I just can't get over this. I'm gonna pan over here to the right really quick just so people can see the landscaping, the palms, the uplighting. It is so cool. I love this house.
I can't get over it. And this roof line, it's so stunning. You have another sunken fire pit.
Oh my gosh.
It feels so good being right here.
This is so cool, and this is how you might end your night here at the Dreamer. And this might be one of my favorite moments of any home. Just something as so simple as a fire, but I love how this one's separated. We're underneath this long arch of the roof line, and we're back here in our own little moments. I love these spaces for communal gatherings, but these little areas we can just have a private conversation, sit in silence, hear the fire, and look up into the stars.